Well, it's a great evening here. Welcome to the special program on India's parliamentary elections, the great Indian elections. Let's get started as we dip down south, take a look at Karnataka and why Karnataka matters in this election. Well, Karnataka with 28 Lok Sabha seats make huge contribution to the country's GDP, and it is the home of the IT capital of India. Election success in Karnataka would be high on every party's wish list for the upcoming elections based on these factors alone. But what makes the state even more important is that BJP sees it as the gateway to South India. It is hoping to make inroads into the region based on its consistently good performances in Karnataka, while the Congress is looking to push the party out by eating into its seats in the state itself.
Karnataka, the South Indian coastal state, was founded in 1956. Formerly known as the state of Mysore, it was renamed Karnataka in 1973. Karnataka's 300-kilometer long coastline, also known as Karavali, is dotted with pristine beaches. Spread over an area of around 192,000 square kilometers, the state is well known globally for its unique wooden toy industry and chandan or sandalwood forests. The state also has a flourishing mining industry. State capital Bengaluru is known as the Silicon Valley of India, having evolved over the years as a major global information technology hub in India. Karnataka is also famous for the 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including Hampi, the ruins of one of the erstwhile medieval Hindu kingdoms of India, the Vijayanagar dynasty. With a rich tapestry combining history, mining, IT and heritage, the state has been in focus because of its vibrant politics. Karnataka has 28 Lok Sabha or lower house seats in the Indian Parliament, in which the Election Commission of India is conducting polls in 2 phases on 26th of April and the 7th of May 2024. The state is going to the polls with an electorate of 52.1 million, of which there are 26.20 million male voters, 25.9 million female voters, and 4,699 voters from the third gender community. There are 3 prominent political parties in the state: the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Indian National Congress, and the Janata Dal, secular. Legislative Assembly elections were held in 2023, in which Congress secured majority seats in the state and are currently governing the state. In the general elections of 2019, however, the Bharatiya Janata Party won 25 seats of the total 28 seats. The Indian National Congress won 1 seat and the JDS bagged 1 seat. An independent candidate supported by the BJP secured 1 seat as well. As the stage is set for the general elections here, besides the high decibel campaigns, the focus is also on the voters of Karnataka, who largely exercise their franchise, guided by the contemporary issues in the state. Antara Sinha for DD India.
Well, what an election that we are having. You know, another southern state after Kerala, Karnataka, goes to polls in this particular phase of elections. What's interesting about Karnataka is the IT hub of India. And you know, it's like the poster, especially when it comes to the southern part of India. And this is the gateway to southern India. And the BJP focuses highly on this state for 2 simple reasons. It won 25 seats last time around. That's not all, over 51% of the voting. This is Karnataka, the southern tip of India, the southern part of India. In 2 phases that Karnataka goes to polls, 28 seats, 14 in the first phase, 14 in the second, or 14 in phase 2, 14 in phase 3. That's 19th of April. I beg your pardon, that's 26th of April and May 3rd. that the elections in Karnataka will take place. Phase 2, that's on 26th of April, and phase 3, that's on May 3rd. A quick look at the election numbers from 2014 to 2019. The BJP consolidating from 17 to 25. The Congress from 9 to 1 in this particular state. The JDU from 2 reduced to half, 1 seat. The Independent, 1 seat. Things have changed drastically. If you put these numbers, juxtapose it against today's numbers, the BJP has 27 seats in Karnataka. The voting percentage, not much has changed. You'll see a 1% increase every time there is elections in Karnataka, be it the Lok Sabha elections or the assembly elections. The Lok Sabha elections, 67%. The Lok Sabha elections in 2019, 68% voting. Assembly elections now, this is where things change. 2018 BJP had 104, it's down to the 2 digits 66, the Congress winning handsomely 135, the JDU losing ground. And remember, this particular elections in 2019, there was a coalition or I would say a bloc put together, the JDS fighting along with the Congress in 2019, the JDS now shifting alliance, fighting the elections with the as part of the NDA along with the BJP. The voting percent in the parliamentary elections of 2018 as well as 2023, again a 1% swing, a 1% increase that you would see across elections there. A similar trend that you saw in the Lok Sabha elections too in Karnataka. A look at now the candidates in the fray. This is the total candidates in this election fray, 268 candidates, 245 males, 23 females. In terms of numbers, not much to talk about, but as we look at the star seats, the star candidates, this could become interesting for Karnataka. The first seat that we are looking at is Mandya. Remember, this is a seat that's been, almost never come into the hands of the BJP. This time around, the alliance partner JDS, Kumaraswamy there, himself entering the fray. Last time around, he had got his son to fight the seat and had lost to an independent candidate. This time around, the JDS leader there, HD Kumaraswamy himself in the election fray, taking on Venkatramana Gowda or V Gowda there again from the Congress in this election battle. Shifting to our next seat that we look at, Mysore, it's the royal family versus a common man is how one put it. The BJP is given this ticket to a new entrant from the royal family. It's M. Lakshmanan from the Congress, and this is another interesting battle because this is Siddaramaiah stuff, the sitting chief minister of Karnataka, and he's put this particular seat along with another seat that we will look at in the star candidates, as seats that he's fighting for pride. Hassan, another JDS, bastion. You've got the grandson of H.D. Devagowda in the election fray, Prajwal Rewant there in the election fray. He's won the elections in 2019, once again in the election fray. BSP and Shreyas Patil from the Congress completing the tally for Hassan. Bangalore South, interesting, you've got Tejasvi Surya taking on Soumya Reddy, Mahila Congress General Secretary there in the election fray. Arun Prasad from the BSP completing this particular seat that could be keenly contested, that could be keenly watched from Bangalore South. Bangalore Rural, another interesting choice. You've got Dr. C.N. Manjunath, the son-in-law of H.D. Devagowda in the election fray, and you've got D.K. Suresh, that is D.K. Shivkumar's brother, the candidate with the biggest purse in this election, fighting from Bangalore Rural. This is again a high prestige, a high voltage fight between these two. Chamarajnagar, that's the state or that's the seat from where the chief minister of Karnataka comes from, Siddaramaiah. It's another caste-based, caste-dominated seat that we're going to see a keen contest between the two candidates there. Balaraj S from the BJP and Sunil Bose, and this is going to be an interesting battle, remember, because Siddaramaiah is pitched lock, stock and barrel in Mysore, and this particular seat, this is where he wants to make, or this is where he considers this to be a big fight in this particular election. Dakshin Kannada, delimitation 2008, this from Mangalore has now turned into Dakshin Kannada. This is a seat that that's considered to be a bastion, especially when it comes to the BJP. It's a close contest that you would see for this particular seat in Dakshin Kannada, but it will throw another interesting number, as elections takes place, and as you see the voting numbers or on counting day, you could see interesting battles being thrown up, especially from these seats that we picked in the second half or the second phase of voting that takes place on 26th. Remember, Karnataka goes to polls in two phases, April 26th and May 7th. Well, time now to take a look at, there are many political developments that are taking place in Karnataka. A quick look at all the political buzz from the southern state. Well, the first one, the police there in Karnataka carrying out a peace march in Karnataka there, clearly, holding a flag march there ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. The police generally stepping up security measures in the rural parts, intensifying, vehicle checks, preparing for this particular phase of elections. And the police there leaving nothing, and the police going all out, especially when it comes to helping people believe that this particular election is going to be a safe one, and regular police marches or flag marches that are held across many parts of India, and Mangaluru where this particular flag march was done. Shifting to another interesting story, a first year law student from Karnataka presented a garland that was made with free bus tickets to the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. The unique gesture was a way to express gratitude for the free travel from a female student. The student there offered the garland during an election campaign that was attended by the Chief Minister. Dingaleshwar Swami, the Lingayat seer who's contesting the polls as a independent from Dharwad against BJP's candidate and Union Minister Prahlad Joshi, has withdrawn his nomination papers. Well, three questions that, before we get cracking with our guests, three questions that we put forward for the audience to look out for from this particular Karnataka elections. First, is this an election, or is this election a battle of guarantees in Karnataka? Second, did Karnataka pass or fail, or did Congress rather pass or fail fulfilling their election promises? Our final question for the evening, will caste politics take precedence over development in Karnataka? Well, two guests joining us this evening to take the deliberations forward on how this particular elections could play out. Aditi Tandon, senior political journalist, joining us this evening in the studios. We've got Asha Krishnaswamy, senior journalist, joining us from Bangalore. And we got Aisha Khanam, who's got every buzz on how this election develops in Karnataka, getting all the buzz for us this evening. Let me first begin with Aditi. Aditi, Karnataka, it's a battle of guarantees that both parties claim to be talking about. How do you see this elections play out?
See, Karnataka is a very important election both for BJP as well as Congress, and great reputations of big leaders, stalwarts of both parties are at stake in this election. Especially in the first phase, if you see, Anil, DK Shiv Kumar's reputation is on the line because his brother is going to defend Bangalore rural for the fourth time.
True.
And this is going to be a very interesting contest because against him is C. Manjunath, who's H.D. Devegowda's son-in-law. So that contest is going to be watched out for. Again, if you come to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, he hails from Chamarajanagar, as you just said. He is going around in rallies and he's actually telling people that I am not going to be satisfied with 60,000 lead. If you want me to be around, please give me at least 60,000 lead and plus 60,000 also. Because why is he saying that? Because you know that within the Congress, DK Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah are literally in a game of nerves with respect to the Chief Minister's chair. So, Mysore and Chamarajanagar, which are almost adjoining constituencies, the reputation of Siddaramaiah is at stake. Overall, H.D. Devegowda's clan and the legacy of the entire JDS is at stake. You said how, Mandya they had lost last time. Are they going to reclaim it? And Mandya went to an independent, Suman Lata. But this time you see what the BJP has done. For BJP, what is at stake? The only gateway to South India, 25 seats they had won last time plus 26th independent, and now that the JDS is on their side, they have calculated their arithmetic, electoral arithmetic very fine, because last time JDS was on the side of the Congress.
True.
So JDS is here this time. That's an added advantage for the BJP. Plus, what has BJP done? Only in the first phase, if you look, out of 14 seats, BJP currently holds 11. South Karnataka's old Mysuru and coastal regions are big bastions of the BJP. They had won very big last time here. But what have they done? They have not taken any chances. The party has dropped 8 of the sitting 11 MPs. And they have shifted sitting Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje from Udupi to Bangalore North. So they have not left anything to chance.
Okay.
All parties are putting their best foot forward because everybody's reputations are on the line here.
Well, it's a high-stake battle. Asha Krishnaswamy, you know, the BJP has done all that is needed, got the political arithmetic right when it comes to, you know, looking at the southern gateway Karnataka. How do you see it, you know, unfold, especially as we hit, you know, phase 2 of polling?
BJP is struggling. It's not easy as they thought, or whatever calculations what they had done, whether it was right or wrong, only on the day of results we will know, because they have gone with JDS, which was earlier its enemy, and the strength of JDS we don't have. In the chart you showed JDU, we don't have JDU last time.
JDS, I beg your pardon.
Yeah. So JDS is not a force to reckon with, except in parts of South Karnataka in 3 districts, 3-4 districts where Okaligas are in large number. Whether they will stand by this, the election also will decide whether BJP and JDS, whatever coalition or pre-election or post-election tie-ups will continue or not. That is going to decide the fate of JDS also. At least if they win even 2 seats, then it is 100% increase. Even for Congress, definitely it will, going by the present trend, it will definitely do much better than what it did in 19. And of course, it is ruling party. People have shown the guarantees are speaking for the Congress, whereas the only candidate in Karnataka for the BJP is Mr. Modi. The election is fought between Mr. Modi and Mr. Siddaramaya's guarantees. That's the way it has been polarized. Certain changes I'm seeing in the last 2-3 days after the Neha college student who was stabbed to death in Hubli. So some polarization in certain constituencies may happen. But majority of the northern Karnataka districts where the population, Lingayat population is more, it is going for the elections polling on May 7th.
Okay.
I mean, by that time, whatever changes that may happen, we have to see. Mr. Modi is expected for one more, I mean, this month he is coming again, I think on 29th he is coming. Extensively, he has covered almost all the constituencies. 3 ex-CMs are in the fray. Their fate will also be decided. And Northern Karnataka, as of now, Congress is in a better position, whereas in South, because of JDS also with BJP, it looks little stronger.
Okay. Aisha, you know, how does one see this particular election? Purely from a point that the Congress is holding fort in the state, and, you know, all the promises that they made, you know, vis-a-vis the promises Modi's guarantee, you know, how does one choose, or is there too much on the plate of the voter to choose when it comes to the battle of guarantees?
Well, Anil, it is very clear, you know, before the voters, you know, this is a battle of guarantees, and as both the parties are campaigning in favor of their guarantees, describing their guarantees, because the Congress guarantees are the 5 guarantees which they have given the freebies, you know, which the BJP says, and these guarantees are already reaching the people, whereas on the other hand, the BJP's guarantee is Modi ki guarantee, because this is a guarantee which means empowerment to the people, which means the fulfillment of the guarantee that is promised during the polls. So this is really a tough choice. It is not really a tough choice for the people in Karnataka to choose, you know, between the guarantees. And also the people in Karnataka, the voters in Karnataka have always voted, you know, the assembly elections and the Lok Sabha elections, depending on the national issues and the state issues. So Karnataka is one such progressive state in South, wherein people are very smart about their choice with respect to the central government and with respect to the state government. They know what they want at the center, and they also know what they want at the state level. So even when we speak to a group of people, with regard to guarantees, the people, some women in the rural areas, they just in a very charming manner, they tell us, okay, now we have voted for Sidramaya, so let Modi also be there in the center. So we want Modi also. So this is kind of the dilemma among the people, and they are also very clear about the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the campaign with a vision for 2047, with a vision for a developed India. This means more employment. This means this means better future for the youth, and especially the young voters, the first-time voters, and the youth are more attracted to the campaigns and the rallies being held by the BJP. So for the people in Karnataka, the choice is there. The choice before them is choosing between the guarantees, but they know when they choose, when they go to vote on April 26th, they are clear about the fact that what they want in the center and what they already have at the state.
Okay. Aditi, how does one take a look at the Congress rule? Short while 2023, we are in 2024. But how would you take a look at the small time frame that Siddaramaiah along with DK Shivkumar has had? Have they fulfilled the promise that they set out with to achieve? Or do you say it's too early to take a call? Prime Minister comes and, Prime Minister's guarantees take precedent over state guarantees that the Chief Minister makes.
See, it's very interesting to begin with how Prime Minister Modi hijacked the entire guarantee narrative and bandwagon.
Okay.
They began with a guarantee bandwagon from Himachal Pradesh elections. And then, of course, they went very big in Karnataka, and both the states, the Congress won on the promise of guarantees. After that, because initial days, the BJP was very cagey about using this word. But as you rightly said, that the Prime Minister has now gone several notches, several steps further with his guarantees, and he has a past record of 10 years to also show to the voters. So, looking at the Siddaramaiah regime, they are in a big quandary, in a big soup with respect to fulfillment of guarantees, because these are going to cost the exchequer of the state hugely. And that is the reason you see recently, Anil, that there has been this back and forth between the center and the state, with the state accusing the center of non-payment of tax revenues, delays. But then the center is saying that you are the ones who went out of the way to promise freebies that were obviously going to, eat into your coffers, because a freebie politics is not a sustainable politics. It has been proven world over. So this is really Siddaramaiah's burden to carry. So far, so good. And I think more than the freebies, which will be a challenge for the Congress to fulfill, because they have to go back to the voters after 5 years in the state assembly elections also, the infighting within the party, the ambitions of the leaders, DK Shivkumar versus Siddaramaiah battle, there is a huge churn going on within the surface in the Congress, within the Congress. So there are these camps, and Congress party has a famous saying that nobody defeats the Congress but the Congress itself.
True.
And that goes for Karnataka also. We have seen in election after election, Congress has some standing on the ground, but then again this factionalism comes in the way. But for the BJP, if you look at why Karnataka is so important this time, because it is coming right after a very embarrassing loss for the party in 2023 state assembly elections, where the Congress had pulled off 135 seats. And in the coastal and southern Karnataka region, Anil, out of 61 assembly seats, Congress had bagged 30.
Okay.
So this is a huge challenge. And just one quick point, if you allow me, this is also the place, Karnataka, after Maharashtra, has sent the maximum leaders to the top rung of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh.
Okay.
So the inroads that the Sangh has made in Karnataka will also perhaps come in handy for the ruling BJP.
Okay, Asha, quick word from you. The infighting in the Congress, especially when it comes to gaining importance, in Delhi, the fight between DK as well as Siddaramaiah, will it play out in this particular elections, as people decide to go out and vote? Or do you see that as a post-election, melodrama that would break out within the Congress?
It is guarantees of Siddaramaiah which is speaking for Congress, and not infights are always there. I mean, it is very common in political parties. In fact, BJP saw a major fight. No, yesterday it has to expel, suspend K.S. Ishwarappa, such a
True.
senior leader, is a rebel. So that more than that, as Aisha Khanam rightly pointed out, voters have a dilemma. Youngsters are looking for they are whatever whenever they react to the question, whom do you want to vote? They bring the fact that we want to look at the country's safety, security, and we feel more secure when we vote for Mr. Modi. Not they don't say BJP. They say that if Mr. Modi is in power, then we feel more secured. But women are, they are talking about paying their gratitude to Sidramaya. So it's between these two things, people have to choose. Urban voters may think of development and definitely after COVID,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay, Aisha, I'll let you have the last word on this show. Will caste politics take precedence? We're talking about development, all these issues being spoken about, but will caste politics, the north and south, the Lingayat, Vokalika, caste lines will come out wide open, and that's how Karnataka will play out. Is that a big fear?
Well, every elections in Karnataka or in any other state, it is all decided on caste basis. And here also in Karnataka, it is definitely, whenever there are elections, we talk about Lingayat factor, Vokaliga factor, the backward factor and Kuruba factor. And that is where Chief Minister Sidramaya, who is trying to emerge as the champion of the Kurubas and the champion of the backward leaders. So this is, being played out in a big way, wherein, even the caste, the report which was supposed to be submitted was put in a back shelf because the Congress did not want to openly come out with the caste survey. So, but at the moment in Karnataka, it is the Vokaligas, and the Lingayats and the other communities still decide. The final tally of the voted representatives they want to. So, in the first phase, we see that since it is the southern part of Karnataka, it is most of it old Mysore region. It is a Vokaliga dominated region. So that is why the caste calculations are happening, and it is here that the BJP and JDS alliance will help the BJP in this region, because the JDS had to come into alliance with BJP because it had to save its own existence, it had to save its own survival. So therefore, the Congress acknowledges the fact that the alliance by BJP and JDS in certain areas, especially in Bangalore rural, where D.K. Shivkumar's brother is contesting, is affecting them. D.K. Shivkumar accepted and acknowledged this fact that it is really hitting them hard in these regions. So it is still there, the Vokaliga factor and the other caste factors, the dominant caste factors do decide the choice of electoral representatives they wish to have.
Okay, we'll leave it there. It's a fruitful, healthy discussion that we've had. Appreciate all three guests joining us this evening. Asha Krishnaswamy, Aisha Khanam, our correspondent from Ground Zero, Aditi Tandon joining us in the studio. It's a pleasure having you all over here. Well, the Great Indian Election is your one-stop show on weekdays on all that matters in Indian elections. What could be the state, or what could be a part of our deep dive on Wednesday night? Phase 2, 88 seats go to the polls on the 26th of April. We track the West, Central and North Indian states. How will the fortunes change in 2024? Will this phase see a higher voter participation? Will the battle of guarantees play out? Watch as India decides in 2024 all the text and subtext unfold with your election news headquarters on the Great Indian Election at 8:30 p.m. only on DD India. Well, the Election Commission has been very active in spreading awareness about elections and voting. In this unique, closer that we leave you with from Bengaluru, we see a scarecrow which has been used to encourage people to go out and vote as phase 2 for general elections in Karnataka comes closer. Take a look. Good night. Stay safe.
ಓಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇವ್ರ ತರ ಇರಬೇಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ